Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. Let's continue our reading of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, let's continue. He stopped once he realized that I knew and fully understood what he had been trying to drum into my often sick skull. Money is one form of power, but what is more powerful is financial education. Monday comes and goes. Oh no, sorry. Money comes and goes, but if you have the education about how money works, you gain power over it and can begin building wealth. The reason the reason the reason positive thinking alone does not the reason positive thinking alone does not work is because most people went to school and the reason positive thinking alone does not work is because most people went to school and never learn how money works, so they spend their lives working for money. Because I was only 9 years old when I started, the lesson my rich dad taught me were simple, and when it was all said and done, there were only 6 main lessons, repeated over 30 years. This book is about those 6 lessons, put as simply as possible, as my rich dad put forth those lessons to me. Put force. What is force? Forward. Okay. Put as simple as possible, as my rich dad put forth those lessons to me. The lessons are not meant to be answers, but guideposts. Guideposts that will assist you and your children to grow wealthier no matter what happens in a world of increasing change and uncertainty. Okay, here's the lesson list. The rich don't work for money. Number 1, the rich don't work for money. Lesson 2, why teach financial literacy? Lesson 3, mind your own business. Lesson 4, the history of taxes and the power of corporation. Lesson 5, the rich invent money. Lesson 6, work to learn. Don't work for money. Oh, yeah. Lesson 6, I totally agree with this. Work to learn. Don't work for money. Yeah, if you cannot learn new things, don't work for it. Yeah, that's true. Chapter 2. Yeah, that lesson 6 totally resonate with me. Chapter 2, it starts with lesson 1. Okay. The rich don't work for money. Dad, can you tell me how to get rich? My dad put down the evening paper. Why do you want to get rich, son? Because today Jimmy's mom drove up in their new Cadillac, and they were going to their beach house for the weekend. He took 3 of his friends, but Mike and I weren't invited. They told us we weren't invited because we were poor kids. They did? My dad asked incredulously. What is this word? Incredulously. Unbelievable. Incredulously. Yeah, they did. I replied in a hurt tone. My dad silently shook his head, pushed his glasses up the bridge of his nose, and went back to reading the paper. I stood waiting for an answer. The year was 1956. I was 9 years old. By some twist of fate, I attended the same public school where the rich people sent their kids. We were primarily a sugar plantation in town. Sugar plantation. Okay. We were primarily a sugar plantation town. The managers of the plantation and the other affluent people of the town, such as doctors, business owners, and bankers, sent their children to this school. Grades 1 to 6. After grade 6, their children were generally sent off to private schools. Because my family lived on one side of the street, I went to this school. Had I lived on the other side of the street, had I lived on the other side of the street, I would have gone to a different school with kids from families more like mine. After grade 6, these kids and I would go on to the public, intermediate, and high school. There was no private school for them or for me. My dad finally put down the paper. I could tell he was thinking. Well, son, he began slowly, if you want to be rich, you have to learn to make money. How do I make money? I asked. Well, use your head, son, he said, smiling, which really meant that's all I'm going to tell you, or I don't know the answer, or so don't embarrass me. A partnership is formed. The next morning, I told my best friend, Mike, what my dad had said, as best I could tell. Mike and I were the only poor kids in this school. Mike was like me in that he was in this school by a twist of fate. Someone had drawn a jog in the line for the school district. Jog? What is jog? Okay, maybe a hiccup, something. Hiccup for the school district, and we won up in school with rich kids. School with rich kids. We weren't really poor, but we felt as if we were because all the other boys had new baseball gloves, new bicycles, new everything. Mom and Dad provided us with the basics, like food, shelter, clothes. But that was about it. My dad used to say, if you want something, work for it. We wanted things, but there was not much work available for 9-year-old boys. So what do we do to make money? Mike asked. I don't know, I said, but do you want to be my partner? He agreed, and so on that Saturday morning, Mike became my first business partner. We spent all morning coming up with ideas on how to make money. Occasionally, we talked about all the cool guys at Jimmy's beach house having fun. It hurt a little, but that hurt was good, for it inspired us to keep thinking of a way to make money. Finally, that afternoon, a bolt of lightning came through our heads. It was an idea Mike had gotten from a science book he had read. Uh, excitedly, excitedly, we shook hands, and the partnership now had a business. For the next several weeks, Mike and I ran around our neighborhood, knocking on doors and asking our neighbors if they would save their toothpaste tubes for us. With puzzled looks, most adults consented with a smile. Consent. What is consent? Okay, agreed. Consent. Consented with a smile. Some asked us what we were doing, to which we replied, We can't tell you, it's a business secret. My mom grew distressed as the weeks were on. We had selected a site next to her washing machine as a place we would stockpile our raw materials in a brown cardboard box that one time held catsup bottles. Oh, ketchup bottles. Our little pile of used toothpaste tubes began to grow. Finally, my mom put her foot down. The sight of her neighbor's messy. Oh, what's going on with his mom? My mom grew distressed as the weeks distressed. Selected a site next to her, the place we stockpile her. Finally, my mom put her foot down. The sight of her neighbor's messy, crumpled used paste tubes had gotten to her. What are you boys doing? She asked. And I don't want to hear again. That it's a business secret. Do something with this mess, or I'm going to throw it out. Mike and I played and begged, explaining that we would soon have enough and then we would begin production. We informed her that we were waiting on a couple of neighbors to finish using up their toothpaste so we could have their tubes. Mom granted us a 1-week extension. The date to begin production was moved up. The pressure was on. My first partnership was already being threatened with an eviction notice from our warehouse space by my own mom. It became Mike's job to tell the neighbors to quickly use up their toothpaste, saying their dentist wanted them to brush more often anyway. I began to put together the production line. Okay, that's I'll just stop here. Looks like these two little boys is going to begin doing some business with used toothpaste tubes. I'm curious. Are you curious as well? If you are, let's continue tomorrow. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye.